Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To stand in this place as a member for Northern Tablelands, I think will always be the greatest privilege of my life. To be able to stand up in Parliament and fearlessly represent the people of my electorate is an honour and incredibly humbling. Around 250 metres from where we are today are the Hyde Park Barracks. As we all know, those barracks were originally accommodation for male convicts who were transported to the fledgling colony of New South Wales for all manner of offences. In 1833, a young, cranky, 24-year-old Irish rebel by the name of James Moylan spent his first night in the colony in a hammock in the barracks. He would have been hot, he would have been uncomfortable, he would have been short because he was a Moylan. And I imagine that as he lay there, he certainly would not have thought that in less than 200 years, his third great-grandson would be standing just next door as an elected member of State Parliament, making his inaugural speech. Mum and Dad have got the best seats in the house. They're fundamental to my being here today. Mum and Dad are a quiet, unassuming, hard-working couple who gave myself, my brother Paddy and my sister Felicity the very best start in life. Like most country kids, my memories of childhood all revolve around the family farm. Like all farm kids, I grew up driving utes, operating machinery, farming paddocks, shooting pigs and working cattle. It was a great way to grow up. My first awareness of politics occurred on a tractor in December of 1991. I was sitting on the tractor with Dad and we were listening to the ABC, and it was when Paul Keating had just put his successful challenge on Bob Hawke. And I still remember it because I was watching Dad, and on the one hand, he was really happy that Hawkey was gone. On the other hand, he looked terrified that Paul Keating was about to become the Prime Minister. I asked Dad how he voted, and he said, "I vote for the Country Party." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because they're the only ones that look after us in the bush." And I've remembered that to this day. Mum's one of the hardest working people I've ever met. I like to think and hope that in some way I've inherited some of her grit and determination. Mum was a registered nurse and her work ethic is consistent with all nurses, particularly nurses in the bush. I've said it on a number of occasions the last few weeks, but our nurses really are the backbone of our healthcare system in the regions. Personally, I think it's time that we started paying them properly. Growing up, I was also incredibly fortunate to have an older brother, Paddy, who's here today, to look up to, because he's a lot taller than me somehow, and a much smarter sister, Felicity, to be constantly in awe of. Thank you guys for coming today. To Mum, Dad, Paddy and Flea, thank you so much. It's undoubtedly the case that without our growing up and our background, I wouldn't be here today. I grew up in Gunnedah, on a farm outside to the west of town. Gunnedah, or Funnedah, as the locals like to call it, is a cracking town with a rich political pedigree. My colleague, the Honourable Sarah Mitchell, is a Gunnedah girl. The former Deputy Prime Minister, John Anderson, is a Gunnedah boy. The new Nats candidate for the seat of Parkes, Jamie Chaffey, is a Gunnedah boy. And of course, the former member for Northern Tablelands, the Honourable Adam Marshall, is yet another Gunnedah boy. I'll talk about Adam later. At the age of 12, I packed up a brand new suitcase that Mum had bought from Trelaws of Tamworth. Where's Kev? There you go.
Right here, buddy. I'm listening.
And I followed the family tradition of becoming a boarder at St Joseph's over at Hunters Hill. Joey's is a school with a deep history and has educated many members of my family. I made lifelong friends at school, and I'm pleased to see a few Joe boys in the gallery today. Thank you for coming. Jack Freeman sends his apologies. He doesn't like leaving the Narrabri Shire, and he also said that he'd prefer to change the oil in his spray rig. It's fair enough. Joey's taught me the value of hard work and never giving up, and they are lessons that I hope will stand me in good stead in this place. I was very fortunate to be taught and influenced by some incredible people at school, names such as John Reading, Brother Ernest, Magdi Habib, Mark Halstead, Mark Williams, and of course my Year 12 history teacher, Michael Burns. After I finished Year 12 at Joey's, I was very keen to get out of Sydney. I wanted to get back to the country. So I followed my brother and I enrolled into a combined law degree at the University of New England, and I'm proudly wearing a UNE tie in the chamber today. During my 5 years at the University of New England, I was a St Albert's College kid. And like so many people across my electorate of Northern Tablelands, I say that I am ex-Albies with a lot of pride. Albies was a great way to learn, and what better way to undertake your tertiary education than living with some of the best people you will ever meet. Those connections are lifelong, to the extent that in my campaign material, everyone in my campaign material was ex-Albies. Some of my memories from Albies are a little hazy. And I blame in particular Messrs Brennan, Martin and Stephen for that, and I'm pleased to see Tom Brennan here with that dashing moustache in the gallery. Thank you for coming. My 5 years at university were by far some of the best in my life. The University of New England is a world-class organisation, and for over 70 years it's provided a tertiary education to kids from right across the world. But more importantly, in my opinion, it has provided a tertiary education for kids from the regions who otherwise would not be able to afford to go to uni. It's a fantastic facility. I'm honoured that Professor Chris Moran, the Vice-Chancellor of UNE, is here. Thank you so much for coming, Chris. And I look forward to working with you, doing whatever I can from this place to help UNE in the future. By 2003, somehow, miraculously, I'd finished my law degree and I packed up my Armidale life and I moved to Moree. I'd spent a lot of time in Moree over the holidays and I knew that there was a lot of opportunity out there. Mark Houlihan and Basil Downs from Webb & Boland took a chance on me and I landed a litigation job as a junior solicitor. I was incredibly fortunate to get a job at Webb & Boland. It's a standout amongst regional firms. When you tell people that you're a solicitor from Moree, they automatically think you do criminal law. We actually didn't do much criminal law at all. My old firm, Webb & Boland, has a client base that would be the envy of most city firms. The size of the work that we did and the people that I did that work with have been absolutely fantastic and I'll miss them all. I spent 21 years at Webb & Boland and during that time I worked with and against some incredibly gifted and honest lawyers. At times though, the work was tough, particularly between 2017 and 2022, when there appeared to be what was only best described as a legal war of attrition against our farmers in the north of the state. During those times, the work was awful. In the bush, as a solicitor, your clients become your friends. You feel the lows with them and you celebrate the wins. To all of my clients, especially those who we went through the trenches in the Land and Environment Court, thank you for mostly taking my advice. Thank you for not giving voluntary interviews. And I hope you realise how many sleepless nights you gave me during those tough years. Ultimately, though, it was those tough years that steered me towards politics. I saw firsthand how the laws that are made in this place can have fantastic results for country people, but can also have devastating results. I look forward to doing what I can in this place for the short time that I will be here to look after those of us in the regions. To everyone I've worked with over the years at Webb & Boland, thank you. To Mark Houlihan and Basil Downs, thank you for taking a chance on an untested graduate, and thank you for giving me a job. I see some very decent lawyers sitting in the gallery today as well, and I've been fortunate to meet and learn a lot from the likes of Matthew Poolio, David Carroll, Christopher Taylor, Cliff Island, Nick Kirby, and Callan O'Neill. Thank you for coming. In 2005, chance played her biggest card on me when the Mighty Bulls' first 11, of which I was the opening batsman for, was rolled for about 150 runs less than what we were chasing. I scored a very impressive duck. As I had the afternoon to spare, I jumped in a car with a few old Albies mates and we headed west to a fundraiser for Teddy Horsburgh at a little place called Corinda, west of Walgett. At that fundraiser, I met a Bingra girl by the name of Catherine Young, and we were married roughly 2 years later. Kath, you know what you mean to me. You're the kindest, most supportive and funniest person that I've ever met, and you are so patient with this new job. Thank you for everything. To our kids, Lewis, Rory and Mill, I know you're all very excited to be here to get a day off school. Hopefully one day you'll appreciate the significance of this. On my election night, I'll just go off script for a minute. On my election night, when we won the by-election, Andrew Fraser came up to me and he said, right, Brendan, get Kath and the kids and we'll do your entrance. To which Lucy said to me and to Andrew Fraser, why bother? It's only state parliament. It's not federal. No one cares. To which Andrew Fraser's response was, of course, To Catherine's family, the young family of Bingra, thank you for all of the help that you've given Catherine and I over the years for our little family. I've come to this place as a by-election baby, as they say, and I'm here today because of the resignation of the former member, the Honourable Adam Marshall. I'm proud to call Adam a mate. He's set the benchmark in this place for what it means to be an effective, hard-working local member. Adam's also set the benchmark for how to transition a seat. My seat has never been transitioned from party to party ever before. Adam was a successful local member because he always put the people of the electorate first. The politics came second, and that's the approach that I've already adopted. The people of our electorate expect and deserve an active, hard-working, accessible local member, and that is what I will be. Adam, thank you for setting the benchmark for the rest of us to aspire to. I value your friendship. I respect your guidance and wisdom, and thank you for everything that you did during my campaign to get me here today. Many in this place will know that a by-election is tough. There's only a very brief window, and as a candidate, you have to be well supported, and you have to work hard. The support that I had during my by-election was incredible, and I see so many Nats members sitting in the gallery today. Our Nats members in those god-awful canary yellow shirts braved the cold throughout the campaign, and I can't thank you all enough. Our SEC chair, Janetta Matchett, who is here, thank you for all of your hard work and your friendship over the years. To the Moree branch executive, former Australian cricketer Peter Taylor, Jeff Manchie, Peter Gore and Brad Cogan, thank you. I'm particularly pleased that Peter Taylor is here today. PT, I can't see you there, but there you are. I actually grew up, my brother and I grew up in the backyard pretending to try and get your bowling action, but we could never quite master it. Thank you for all of your help over the years and for your friendship. In my opinion, the best decision that was made throughout the by-election was when Tori Mencheli decided that she would assist my campaign and run it. Tori is a truly brilliant campaigner, but more importantly, she's a thoroughly decent human being. Tori, thank you for everything that you have done for me, and thank you for everything you are doing for our great party. I'll be forever grateful that I had you in my corner. I value your friendship, and I'm really proud to call you a mate. I look forward to watching and hopefully in some way being involved in all the great things you will do for our wonderful party. To my Nats colleagues, thank you for the incredibly warm welcome you have all given me coming into this place. For all of your help during the by-election, thank you. As Nats, we all come from diverse backgrounds. We have farmers, physios, teachers, small business owners, even an ABC radio announcer. But our reason for being in this place is the same. At the end of the day, we are here to serve the people of regional, rural and remote New South Wales. Our role is to fight for the bush. We are at our best when we develop effective policy that will improve the lives of the people in our electorates and right across New South Wales. We need to develop good policy and fight hard for those policies to be implemented, and I look forward to helping in that process. Many years ago, I joined the Nats because I loved the idea of a party that existed purely to serve the regions. I love the idea of a party that's not based on a political philosophy, but rather a party that's based on geography. Our sole purpose is to serve regional, remote and rural people. I think we do it well, we can always do it better, and I look forward to being part of that process. Sitting down this morning upstairs at about 4:30 after I'd finished chatting with the cleaner, I got to this point and I didn't know where to go with my speech, and I thought about what I would talk about, what my goals are in this place. At the end of the day, my goals are simple. I want to be a voice for my communities. I want to always put the interests of my electorate ahead of my own interests, and I want to be a fearless advocate for the people of the Northern Tablelands, but also for all of the people in regional New South Wales. Those of us from the Tablelands are a diverse bunch. The issues in Boggabilla are vastly different to the issues in Armidale. It's my job, when I come to this place, to make sure all of those issues are listened to and fought for. We're a geographically diverse electorate. Our electorate spans from the fertile plains of Boomai, or Boomtown as the locals call it, to the gorges of Ebor. We span from the Celtic country of Glen Ennis to the cotton fields of Mungandai, and in my opinion, it encapsulates the very best of New South Wales. Our communities expect and demand that I will work hard and that I will achieve results. I'm not here for my own personal gain. Rather, like most of us here, I think, I'm here to improve the lives of the people of my electorate. So, to the farmer spraying his wheat at Moree this morning, I'm here to work for you. To the nurse coming off a 12-hour shift at Armidale Hospital, again, I'm here to work for you. I'm here to work for everyone in my electorate, whether you voted for me or not. This is my job and this is what I will do. The Northern Tablelands has an amazing community spirit. That spirit's on display today with every mayor from the 7 councils that make up our electorate here today, together with the deputies and the GMs. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming down. It means a lot. This speech is not as good as the last one that we saw from Northern Tablelands, so I apologise. I look forward to continuing to work with all of you to improve the lives of everyone in our communities. Mark Colton once said to me that politics is the art of persuasion, and I agree with him. A good National Party member works hard in his or her electorate. Last month, my logbook said I did 7,400 kilometres. I told Adam Marshall that, he said, not enough, mate. We work hard as Nats because we have big electorates, but I think it's also important that while I'm in this place, I work with the government, even from opposition, and that's what I plan to do. I'm not going to get anywhere in this place throwing mud for the sake of it. I want to achieve results for the communities in my electorate, and I want to go about that task with grim determination, but also with grace and respect. At the end of the day, I'm a servant of my communities. I'm a servant of the people who send me to this place. I thank them for the incredible honour and privilege of standing here in the oldest parliament in Australia. The promise I make to my electorate is simple. I promise to work hard and I will always do my best. Now it's time to get to work. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.